First, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank a few people who were formative to my Price experience. Dr. Schweitzer, I am endlessly grateful for your mentorship. It is thanks to you that the experience of writing my senior thesis was a joyful, exciting, and rewarding bright spot in this year that was otherwise filled with obstacles and challenges. I leave every one of our meetings with countless new valuable perspectives and ideas, and full of hope for the future. I'm sure all of us who have had the privilege of learning from you would say the same about your classroom. Thank you for trusting and believing in me, even when I didn't trust and believe in myself. Dr. Lewis, thank you. You're the reason that after switching my major 4 times within the first 2 years of college, I ultimately made the decision to call Price home. When I first took your class 2 years ago, you taught us that wellness means giving people the ability to be their authentic selves, no matter where they are. This shifted my entire perspective on our field. Now, it serves as a constant and caring reminder to think deeply about the implications of policy and planning decisions on community health. Every time we had the privilege of listening to what you call your Levana Lewis moments, we left the classroom more thoughtful, more equity-driven, and more empowered to use our knowledge to create meaningful change as future planners and policymakers. Dr. Resch, thank you for entrusting me with a place in the 2019 Price on the Rhine cohort, and for leading an incredible course during which we not only explored US and EU comparative governance, but also experienced true German culture and created friendships that will last a lifetime. Professor Folletta, you taught us why urban design matters, and how it shapes who feels welcome and who is excluded from community, from space, and from place. You reminded us that as Price students from a variety of different majors, we can and should work in collaboration with one another to approach the responsibility of design with the care, thought, and variety of diverse perspectives that it deserves. Thank you. To our staff, our custodial, hospitality, and food service workers, thank you. You are the backbone of our university. Throughout our years here, as we came to embody the Price mission statement of improving the quality of life for communities here and abroad, we also learned that it is not our task to rescue. Instead, it is our job to listen and to engage, to understand that the lived experience of communities will tell us far more about how we should approach our work than any textbook can. I was told before I wrote this speech that it should address the entirety of the graduating class. In keeping with my background as an urban planning student, I had to remind myself that that also includes the real estate development major, which is in fact a part of Price and not the Marshall School of Business, where I used to think it belonged. At first, I struggled to accept the major as a part of Price because I was concerned about its potential to gentrify and displace communities when approached with a mentality that places profit over people. As I reflect on my time at Price, however, I'm incredibly glad that the real estate development major forms a part of our community. Access to affordable housing, green space, commercialized needs, and the freedom to live in a community without fear of displacement as a result of new developments should all be fundamental human rights. As we graduate and begin our various careers, remember that we all hold immense power to shape the future. No matter how similarly or differently we might view ourselves, we all chose a field of study that carries the same weight and responsibility to the communities that we serve. This past semester and the end of college have brought about a lot of dreaded conversations about dream jobs and career paths. These conversations are always difficult for me because I don't have a dream job. My dreams aren't typically about specific workplaces or companies. A few weeks ago, however, I was on a call with the labor union Unite Here Local 11 that concluded in one of the organizers asking the group to dream. They asked us to imagine what communities would look like if residents and community members controlled their built environment. The Zoom chat box was flooded with responses, ranging from parks and green space to community care, to affordable housing and the right to remain in their neighborhoods, to live close to their workplaces. It was an exhilarating and empowering moment to have the freedom to dream again. I want to end by paying that forward. I invite you all to envision what your dream community looks like. Then, think carefully about how it can support the dreams of the various communities, clients, and constituents that you will go on to work with. A more ethical and equitable future starts with us. Price Class of 2021, thank you, congratulations, and fight on.